Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Sonia. I'm the host of My Small Town Home, and today we're going to do a basic Cricut tutorial. This is just going to be talking about vinyls, different kinds of vinyls and transfer sheets that I personally have used and my personal opinion of how they perform. Alright guys, so let's get right into this. So the first thing that I would recommend for any new Cricut user is start off with HTV. The reason why I say you start off with HTV, it is not sticky. When you go to weed it, it's not going to peel back on itself and stick and ruin your whole design. So when you're learning how to use a Cricut, the best thing that I recommend, and that what I did do, not very in the very beginning, but I want to say about 3 months after I got that machine up there, my little Cricut Joy, I went back and decided I'm going to do something that's a little bit simpler than permanent vinyl, because I fought with it. It stuck to itself, it peeled up my design when I was trying to weed it, and I got so frustrated that I said I needed to take a step back and say, you know what, I need to start off simpler. And so for me, simpler was go to Walmart and go over into the kitchen section and pick up yourself some flour sack towels. They come in a 5-pack. They're $4.88. Super thin, super cheap. Do your learning on that, and once you've learned and mastered how to do HTV, you can move on to something a little bit more difficult. So let me show you the different types of HTV that is available out there on Amazon, on 143 Vinyl, on Shop Craftables, and HTV Ront. Those are the sites that I use to pick up my almost all of my HTV vinyl. Very few do I ever pick up from the store unless I'm doing an order and I'm desperate and I need a certain color, which I ended up needing, that I have to get like right now. So you can get all different kinds. So let me show you. Here is basic HTV. Okay, so here is, that's the black, that is fluorescent orange. All right, the shiny side is the carrier sheet. The dull side, right there, the dull side is the glue on the HTV vinyl. Okay, that's the reason why it has a slight shine to it, is because it's glue. Or if it's a different color, it's glue. So the shiny side goes down onto your mat, and the duller side, the glue side, faces up. You want to cut through the glue into the vinyl and then leave the carrier sheet full, because that's what you're going to use to transfer it onto your flour sack. So when you cut it on this side, you set it down, shiny side up on your object, on your t-shirt, on your towel, anything that you're going to be ironing it onto. Shiny side goes up, then shiny side down when it goes on your mat. So those are the standard vinyls. Then you have your specialty vinyls, and I will show you the 4 that I still possess. Alright, so this is called Embossed. So it's kind of hard to see, but you can see that it's got little circles on it. See? This is the glue. This is why it's white. That's the glue. This is what color it will be once you iron it on. So when you cut it on this side. When you iron it, this is the side that faces up. I always mark where I got my vinyl and what kind it is. So this one says HTV Embossed from Craftable, or no, this one came from heatsource.com. So there's another one that I've used. Okay, I have that one. I have the chunky glitter And it's white on this side. That's what the glue is. It's white. But this is what color it'll be when you iron it on. I do believe I got that one from Heat Transfer Source also. And then this one also came from Heat Transfer Source. And this is crystal silver. So it's crystal silver. It's white on that side because of the glue. And this is the side that it'll be when you iron it on. Then I also got mirror. This is a mirror. You can actually see. And it's kind of white on the back. And this one actually came from Craftables, shopcraftables.com. So this one, okay, so these guys are super easy to iron on. You just cut it out, weed it, and it weeds. This stuff weeds so easily. Weed it, and then when you iron it on, it's $3.25 for 20 seconds. This stuff is super sensitive. I've only used it technically once on a t-shirt. Those two were something totally different. When you add too much heat to this, or add too much heat and time, it will wrinkle. It'll still be kind of a mirror, but not perfect. I have not perfected this because I kind of got frustrated and gave up on it and moved on. Anyways, the shirt that I did it was supposed to be a mirror with a frame, and I did the mirror and I did the frame, and then on it said, "Mirror, mirror, who's the fairest one of all?" And until I can get this mirror perfected, I probably wouldn't sell any shirts like that. Alright, so then there's also this, and it's textured and feels like velvet. It feels like velvet. Okay? Same thing. That's the carrier sheet, and that's the vinyl, and and you saw what it will look like once it's ironed on. Love the stuff. Easy to use. Then there's, I love this stuff, but it's a novelty item, and it is called UV Sensitive Htb, and it came from craftables.com. So you see, it's white. Let me put it in the sun. I'm gonna wait a few seconds. And if you guys like this video, please like and please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified each time I upload one of these wonderful, great videos. Alright. Ta-da! Alright. This one is actually supposed to be red, but it's more pink. But look, you can see. Alright, so you can get this off of craftables.com. Here is the thing with the HTV sensitive vinyl. Comes in 3 colors: blue, purple, and red. This is a novelty item. It's not going to last forever. Its natural state is white. If you expose it to HTV for too long of a period of time or too often, it will stop changing colors. Ask me how I know this. Sorry. I made a shirt, and it was for a customer. Hold on a second here. It was for a customer, and I put it in my car, and 3 weeks went by before I could get a chance to meet up with her. And it stopped working. It was white. Only half of it lit up, because when I folded it, this was exposed to the sun, but this wasn't exposed to the sun. So this side stayed white, and this side turned red, blue, or purple. This would be really awesome for like a wedding, a birthday, novelty. It's a one-day thing, maybe a couple of month thing, and that's it. Do not, if you get this and you want to do this, this is not something that's going to keep changing colors forever and ever and ever. It won't. It'll stop. Okay? So shopcraftables.com has that. Super easy to iron on, doesn't take anything different. It's $3.25 for 20 seconds. And you're fine. Alright, so the last one that I have in my possession for HTV vinyl is Puff. And these are the only 2 colors that I have. I have blue and I have hot pink. I haven't used it a lot. It came in a 24-inch sheet. I use this one a little bit more, but not much. This is super sensitive to heat. Too much time, too much heat, it'll puff up, go right back down. And then you won't have a puff, or it'll have lines through it, and I've done that. So this takes a lot of practice, okay? I want to say I got this for 143 vinyl, but I'm not sure. I wasn't satisfied, so I didn't mark them. Okay, I don't know if I'll use puff again, but they came in like 4 colors: blue, pink, white, and black, I do believe. So those are my HTV vinyls. So let's. Oh, and one of the most important things that you need to have when you do HTV is Teflon sheets. Okay, you can order them off of Amazon, or you can order them from. You can order a package of like 48 different colors of HTV vinyl coming in like 12 by 12 sheets. I don't think I have any HTV that are 12 by 12. I used all of them. Well, that might be one. No, that's not one. But you get them in the sheets, and they send you one of these, and they send you a pair of tweezers. I'm not quite sure if I like these tweezers. I don't use them. So anyways, you get them, okay? But you need to have a Teflon sheet. Those are very important. And in one of my next tutorials, I'll show you how to do HTV using Teflon sheets. And you also want to have parchment paper. Want to have parchment paper for sure. I wouldn't recommend wax paper, but parchment paper, yes. You need to have parchment paper for both applications of HTV and for permanent vinyl. This stuff is absolute gold when it comes to doing permanent vinyl. Okay? Alright. So let's move on to permanent vinyl. So let me get that set up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, when you get a new piece of vinyl and you want to cut a design, the #1 tip that I'm going to give you right now, if you take nothing else from this entire video, is do a test cut. Always. Every single piece of permanent, temporary, HTV, everything. Every single one, until you know how that vinyl performs in your cutter. Do a test cut. And how you do a test cut is you take your mat, put your vinyl on your mat, okay? And then in the very bottom corner, either corner doesn't make a difference, okay? Put a simple design in design space. A heart, a star, a square, doesn't matter. Makes no difference, okay? Move it. When you go into your mat, you have an option to move your objects. Move that object to the bottom corner, okay? Because you're less likely to need to use this little corner or this little corner when it comes to doing your design, okay? Because most people do their designs way up here, not down here. So cut down here. Then when it's done cutting, cut it out and weed it. If it doesn't weed easily, you do another test cut right next to it, and then another test cut next to it, and another. So you want a little one. So say you're going to do a very thin design. You know you want like thin font. Make sure your test cut item reflects that. Okay? Even if say if you're going to put a bunch of words and it's a font, take one letter, take the letter R or something, and put it in that bottom little corner there, and cut it in your cutting machine, and then cut it out and then weed it. If you have difficulty weeding that, one, it could either be that the font is just too thin and too fine, or two, you have it on the wrong setting. And you keep going along the bottom until you master it. And once you figure it out, that's when you cut the rest of your design. That way you're not wasting your time on this. You're learning how to use your vinyl down here. And if you're consistent on purchasing the same vinyls, you can get 143. You can get Oracle vinyl for 143. You can get StarCraft. This one I think is Craftables. This and this are craftables. This and this are also craftables. Then you have Dollar Tree. Sorry, I have a lot of ice on the side of my house and it's falling off. Then you have Dollar Tree. Then you have Cricut. This is Cricut. This is, what is this called? Holographic. And then there's the glitter. Then there's the standard vinyl. And then they have, okay, so this is the Cricut Cricut glitter. See, it's not very bumpy. It's flat. And then there's the Dollar Tree vinyl, and it actually has a little bit of texture to it. So my number one recommendation is do a test cut on absolutely everything before you ever cut your major design. That way you know how it's going to perform and if you have to make any adjustments. What's the difference between this vinyl and this vinyl and these vinyls? They all cut differently, okay? You can't just assume they're all going to cut the same. So, what else do I want to say? Oh, when you cut your vinyl, sorry, on your Cricut machine and you have leftover pieces, this is how I store them. I store them in a little bag and I make sure that they're in usable shapes, mainly square or rectangle. This one is 12 inches across. It'll fit on my mat. Pull my mat out. Since it'll fit on my mat, I'm not going to cut it. I just know that I can either cut here, I can cut here, or I can cut here. If they're like kind of rounded or loopy or anything like that, I'm not going to want to use them because they're going to be hard to figure out whether or not a design will fit on there. So I always cut mine to be square, okay? And then I keep them in these and I put them over the top, right there, of my machine. Reason being is if they're over the top of my machine and I'm designing and I get up there and I grab my mat, which is under my machine, and I say, hey, that's only 4 inches by 4 inches. Instead of using a brand new big roll, will one of my smaller sheets fit? And that way I use my scraps before I use my big roll. And little tiny scraps, I throw them away. Come on guys, there's a point that you just gotta stop and not hoard, okay? I tried that, I had a little bucket and I must have had little like squares like that big and it was a total waste. So when I get to the point that they're smaller than 2 inches by 2 inches, throw them away. All right, guys? Now, storage on rolled vinyl. Very, very, very important. Let me show you. Okay, I have a Dollar Tree one. Okay. I got this probably a few days ago. Do not store them like this. This is not how they're meant to be stored. They're meant to be stored like that. This is a Cricut one that came out of a Cricut tube. Look at how big the Cricut tube is. Okay, this was green. But once I unrolled it, look at how big it got. This came in a Cricut tube. Look at how big that got compared to, see? Compared to the tube. This is relaxed. Okay, you don't want to stress your vinyl out. And when you leave them in a package like this, it gets stressed out. So open your package, just like so. And Dollar Tree really doesn't make a difference. It's $1, you know what I mean? Unroll it all the way as far as you can and just let it roll back up again. Now, first time, it's going to want to roll right back in pretty close to that size. But as you go like this and you're pulling more pieces out and you're using it, it'll end up like this. This is the way you want them to. You want them to be relaxed, okay? You don't want them tense because they're going to be harder to weave, and they're not going to want to stay on the mat. They're going to want to roll up, and you're going to be like, why didn't it stay on my mat? Because you just pulled it out of the box. Pull it out of the box, Sometimes I've even hung them. I've clipped them up. And if it's the Dollar Tree one, I clip it from the other side, that janky side that they... Alright, sorry, my phone got full. Anyways, hang it up and let it relax, okay? And give it a day or so that it's nice and relaxed and it's easier to put on your mat. Alright, so those are the permanent vinyls that I have, and my tips on what you should really do. Let them relax. Start off small. Do a little corner test. Also, don't pre-cut your vinyl. So here's my Cricut vinyl, and you notice that it's a nice big sheet, but I did a cut right here. Don't pre-cut your vinyl, because then you end up with them short little pieces and then you're frustrated. So put the whole roll on your mat. Whole roll, okay? Unroll it like this. Turn it over this way. This is permanent vinyl. Put the whole roll on your mat, just like this, okay? And this part will just hang out down here while you're doing it, okay? If you want to roll it up at the base of your mat and just have it cut like that. That way, when you're all done, and you've cut your vinyl, or you cut it out on your machine, all you got to do is trim off what you need, and you're not wasting vinyl. So now I can do smaller ones on each side, you know, if I need to have something that's horizontal like this. Okay, so don't pre-cut your vinyl ever. Don't. It's not worth it. Okay. In the beginning, I did that thinking I need to cut to make it fit my mat, and then I ended up with these little 1, 2, 3 inch pieces that I couldn't use. So don't do that. That's another tip of mine. And if you're gonna get them, in like 12 by 12 sheets. So you see, I did not pre-cut mine. These are all items that I made on my Cricut, and then I cut them out. I made it on my Cricut and I cut it out. Made it on my Cricut and I cut it out. Okay? Now, when you have something like this, don't do this. Okay? Don't do this. Cut straight across. Okay? So I have wasted this piece because I cut it out in a circle. Okay? Lesson learned. Alright? Always cut straight. Always cut straight. Alright, and on these 12 by 12 sheets, I hang them up because I've tried putting them in a drawer and then I ended up bending the corners and ruining them, or they got folded. So I hang mine right there, and they're right over the top of my machine, so I'm able to grab them and be very, very efficient when I'm making my stuff. Also, another tip, on your mats, on your cover sheet, put something. This is just a little sticker. I don't even need this part of the sticker, which I'll take off. Put something on it, because then this is the side you want against your mat all the time because it's clean. This side might be dirty. So mark your mat, okay? Mark your mat. Alright guys, I'm going to go and move on to oddball or different kinds of vinyl that's also available. The only one I don't have is stencil vinyl because I really don't have a need for it. But I do have something that can work as stencil vinyl. Alright, let me get this cleaned up. Alright guys, on to another type of vinyls that you can use. I put this under other category, which would be like stencil vinyl or cling vinyl. So I don't have the Cricut brand stencil vinyl, but I do have, and this is a professional some kind. You use these like in US cutters, but I got this at a secondhand store probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. But it is opaque, you can see through it, and it's temporary, and it works great for stencils. And you cut it out just like you would cut any other vinyl. Lay it on whatever you're going to put it on, and then, you know, do your painting on it. I've used it a couple of times. I don't really do a whole lot of stenciling. I don't really have a use for it. I used to have a plaque, and I had made a stencil out of that, and did you burn it? I think I burned it, and it didn't come out that well. So I haven't used that since then, and I only paid a couple of bucks a few years ago, and I'm okay with that. The other one, which I said was cling. So here is one, and here's another, and I got these at a secondhand store. These are, I think this one's Cricut, but I don't know which brand this one is, because I got them at a secondhand store, and then both of them were, the orange one was inside the green one, and it was for $1. So if you're really, really, really new at using a Cricut, and you're very nervous about weeding and seeing, you know, and people post on like Facebook groups that, you know, this is a nightmare, I'm having a hard time weeding, and this isn't coming out, and I, you know, things like that, and now you're afraid, you don't want to get any vinyl, and you don't want to do this. You can actually get cling, vinyl cling, because guess what? It's not sticky at all. It clings to the carrier sheet, but it's not sticky. So here you go. And when you cling it to itself, it's easy to get it off. See? So if you can get cling and you're really new at this, do this and start it with this, because then you can do weeding, and it weeds so easy. So being a new Cricut user, I did say start off with HTV in the beginning of my video. If you're still nervous on doing the HTV part, and you know you don't want it to be ironed on and all that kind of stuff, you're just not ready, but you want to dive into your Cricut, get cling, cut yourself off some window cling, and then you can make little window cling and stick them on your window or your mirror. Basically, you cut it, you weed it, and you stick it on your mirror or your window, and you're done. I mean, there's no transfer tape, there's no need for serious weeding tools. You can probably weed it with your fingers. So I would say super new, super nervous, start with cling. You can get it online for sure. I'm not sure if you can get it at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I've never really looked for it, but I know you can get Cricut or Silhouette or Cameo window cling online. If I can find it on Amazon, I'll link it down below. Alright, so that is the gist of the, I would say, oddball vinyl. So now let's move on to the transfer tape. Alright, so hold on and I'll be right back. Alright, got the other stuff cleaned up and we're ready to move on to transfer tape. So there's multiple different types of transfer tape that you can buy, all at different gauges of tackiness. You got strong grip, you got medium grip, you got light grip, you got dollar store stuff, you got stuff that's not really transfer tape. There's so many ways to transfer your image, and these are some of the ones that I have used and kind of like but don't really like. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about. So we'll start off with the cheapest one, and that one is Dollar Tree. This is that clear book covering, and it comes in a roll, and you can see I haven't used but that much of it, and this little piece. It works really good on Dollar Tree vinyl. It won't work on glitter vinyl. It also will not pick up Dollar Tree glitter vinyl. It'll pick up the regular vinyl with some work. You have to really take a scraper tool and really scrape it on there, and then very carefully try to peel it up. This is extremely light tack, and we're talking super light tack. Okay, if you are doing delicate and intricate work, I would say get the Dollar Tree contact paper kind of thing, the clear contact paper, and you just have to really a lot of brain onto there, and you'll get it up, and it'll come off so much easier if you use something that's this is called like an extremely light tack transfer sheet. All right, so the next one is, I got this roll from Amazon. It is 12 inches wide and 50 feet long. I have not used very much of this. One, because it's opaque. It's not clear, it's opaque. You can see through it. This is not a new piece. In its new state, right here, it's very sticky, and this is supposed to be medium tack, and I have found when I don't de-tack this, it will not let go of vinyl. It even likes to hold on to glitter vinyl. I mean, pretty good. So I will give you how to de-tack without leaving any kind of lint. I'll show you, and I'll even do this one. All right, so on to the next one. This one I think most people are familiar with. It's the gridded transfer tape. You can get gridded ones that are Cricut Silhouette, and I think even Paper Studio has it. This is actually from craftables.com. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I got like 10 sheets of this. The grid is really super nice. I really like it that when you want to line it up. But this is like a high-end medium tack. Once it grabs hold, it doesn't really want to let go of real delicate items. If you delicately cut. If you have a fatter cut and it has more permanent glue surface, it'll come off a little bit easier. If you understand what I mean, like if you were to make a solid heart like this big, that whole area is your stick area. But if you were to do like script font, your adhesive area is very narrow, very small. That this will hold on to the side that doesn't have the glue, but there's not enough of the glue surface, of the permanent glue surface, to pull itself off of this. So then it gets stuck on the transfer sheet. You can also de-tack this and make this less tacky, and again, I'll show you how to do that without leaving any lint behind. And then the next type is called heat or hot fix tape. Hot fix tape is, or hot fix transfer, is meant for HTV. Okay, so only when you're going to add heat to this transfer tape. And there are some HTV vinyls that actually do not have a carrier sheet, and in the description it'll tell you that you need hot fix transfer. When they say you need hot fix transfer, this is what they're talking about. You need to have transfer tape that is heat resistant. Okay, I always keep a couple of sheets of this on hand. I've not had to use it on HTV. What I use this for is rhinestoning, and I will do a tutorial on how to make a rhinestone template, and how to print it out, and how to use it, and how to use this to put it on a shirt. Okay, and so the next one is, I don't necessarily use it as transfer tape. I use it for holding my vinyl to my mat. Okay, it's blue painter's tape, because you can't see through it. What I use it for, and I haven't used it. I think I've used it once when I did my little. If you watch one of my other videos, I'll put a link up to the video of the hack that was that I used this blue transfer tape on, and it's a print and cut on colored paper. This means that you can do a print and cut on any colored paper, and there is a link for it, and you can click on it and then learn how to do a print and cut on colored paper. Alright, so that's what I use it for. I also used this in the beginning. Let me pan you up just a little bit. In the beginning, the only machine I had was that one right there, which is a Cricut Joy. and it is Bluetooth only. So you can't plug it into your laptop, you can't plug it into your desktop. It is Bluetooth only. So only tablets and phones that have Bluetooth can actually run that thing. And I used to have a really great tablet, and then my on-off button broke, and I have yet to get it fixed. I can use that Joy on my phone, but there's instead of being able to get into Design Space, I have to use the app, and the app is horrible. It just made me go, you know what? I don't even want this thing anymore. I probably should sell it. In actuality, I probably should just either get a new tablet or get my tablet's on-off button fixed. That one right there is also a cutting machine. It's called a Robo Cutter. I downloaded the software, I want to say about 1.5 years ago. Started using it. That is for advanced computer people. I'm not advanced. I'm probably intermediate at most. I could not figure that thing out, so until I do, the thing is going to sit up there. Honestly, as small as it probably really isn't worth learning. If I'm going to do anything that's complex, I'm probably going to use the USA cutter, which can cut 36-inch wide vinyl. Anyways, so when I had this Cricut Joy, and I was using it, and I wanted to make a banner, a big banner. I think that banner is like 4 feet long. I needed to cut out the letters for my banner, for my business. And the mat that comes with that, I think is 6 inches long. It's like 4.5. How big is it? And then you can get a bigger mat. Okay, so the one that comes with it is 4.5 by, I think, by 6 or 12. This one is actually 12 inches. So the original one comes with a 6-inch mat. And a 6-inch mat is not big enough for me, or not, at the time was not long enough for me, because I was making a 5-foot banner. The letters were 4.5 inches tall. And so in essence, I would be able to make 2 letters, and then I'd have to take it out, make 2 letters. Yes, there's smart vinyl, but at the time I thought, you know what? The smart vinyl for the Cricut was 24 inches long and was the same price as a 12 by 48 for the regular Cricut. And I thought, it's so much cheaper for me to buy the big one and just cut it in half. And it did. And so then I had a I could make it 4.5 inches wide, or 4 inches wide, and I could make it 24 inches long. Well, even their biggest mat is only 12 inches. It's only 12 inches. So I wouldn't be able to cut continuously. So what I ended up doing was taking cardstock. Okay, and you can do this. I took cardstock and made my, and then I took the mat and I drew the width of the mat on the cardstock, and then made the cardstock 4 feet long. And then when I created my design, when I put it into Design Space, you know, and I said matless, okay? It's not on a mat. So it thinks there's no mat, so this is endless. You can go as long as you want. There's no, it doesn't tell you it's only 48 inches long. It just goes, oh, it's matless? Okay, well, let's start cutting. And so I taped the vinyl with the painter's tape to the cardstock that was as long as I needed it to be. And it rolled it right on through and cut every single piece for me all in one pass. So you can, okay, so now on the Air Explorer 2, there is no option to go matless. But on the Maker 3 and the Air Explorer 3, there is an option to go matless. So guys, if you have a Maker 3 and Air Explorer 3 and you have that option to go matless, your length is unlimited. okay? Even if you buy a roll of the Smart Vinyl, and I think, is it 5 feet? I think it's 5 feet. If you go online and you buy the professional version that is wider than the Cricut, I do believe you can get it up to 100 feet long. Make yourself a cardstock mat, and you can make your banner or your letters as long as you need it to be without stopping. You just got to do it matless, okay? That's just a tip for you guys that have the 3. I don't have it. I might get it. Alright, so get back onto transfer tapes. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my absolute favorite. Oh, I love transferring vinyl with this. And you're going to laugh. And you're going to think I'm nuts. But here it is. It is masking tape. Masking tape, that's what it is. I use this stuff. Here's my roll. Okay, so I started off this big about 2 months ago. Alright, and it's this big. I don't save it, I don't reuse it, I just use it once, transfer it over, ball it up, throw it away. Because this roll cost me maybe $3. Alright, and this is how I'm going to get it to say it in English for me. It is 60.1 yards. Okay. It's 50 feet. This cost me like $14. Okay. And the tack is way too much. But this is so much easier. So if I had to order that other on Amazon, I waited a week. This is at my store. So I know you guys are all saying, well, what happens if my image is wider than this? I'll show you. Let me pull out what I have. Okay, so I have this decal here, and it's wrapped, okay? And I have the grid transfer because this is actually up for, it's available for sale. All right, so say you got this little image here and you want to transfer it from wherever to wherever, and it's, you know, yours. You're not going to sell it, okay? So I'm selling this. That's why it's on a grid. But if I was going to put this on an object and sell the object with this already transferred, I'm going to use super cheap transfer tape. So here is how I would do it. And I'll show you how to detack. People tell you, I have seen people say, just stick it on your shirt a few times and get some lint on it, and you can detack it. Now on masking tape, that's fine because you're not going to ever sell anything with masking tape on it. But if you're selling something like this, do you want to put lint on that and have people see red and black and blue and green lint? I would think that that was filthy. That I would think that that would be somebody who lived in a really filthy house. Now I have a cluttered room, but my house is not filthy. All right. So how I detack absolutely everything, whether it be the grid, the masking tape, or this, I detack it in the exact same way. You take a piece, take the inside of your arm, lay it on your arm, and get it on your arm, and then peel it off, and then put it back on your arm again. And what it's doing is it's picking up the oils on your arm. Make sure your arm is clean. Okay. Peel it off again. And for masking tape, 2 usually works. For something like this, I do it 3 times. For the grid, I also, depending upon what I'm picking up, it'll be 2 or 3 times. So then, you lay it on your item. Now you're going to also say, but you can't see through masking tape. You can't? You can't see through masking tape? I can see through masking tape. Now you're going to say, yeah, but it doesn't cover your whole image. You take your masking tape. I'm not going to detack all of them, okay, because this thing is in plastic and I'm just doing a demo. Cut yourself off a second piece. Overlap it. Take your third piece. Overlap it again. Then you will take your scraping tool and scrape it down. I'm not going to scrape it down because this thing is in plastic. It makes no sense. But you scrape it down. Okay. And then what you're going to do is, now that it's all scraped down, you're going to take your corner and roll it back on itself like this. Okay. And it will pick up your image. Okay. And you have it all on this one piece. Okay. And then you stick it on whatever and peel it off. Okay. So that is how you can do that. And then you just ball it up, throw it in your garbage can, and you're done with it. Super cheap. Number one, I absolutely love this stuff. Don't knock it till you try it. Once you try it, you will never, ever want to go back to anything else. Believe me. Okay? All right, guys. So, next up is specialty vinyls. All right, guys, on to specialty paper. So, here's one type. It is called water slide paper. So now all of these specialty papers require a printer along with your Cricut. So with any of these kind of specialty papers, you create your design in Design Space, then flatten it to a print, then cut image. And then it will run it through your printer, print the image, and then you can put it on your mat, and then you can cut it out with your Cricut. So with water slide, people use them on cups, they use them on other items that they want to slide on with water, and most popular is actually on tumblers. I have done this. It's difficult to get water slide to work for you, but I've done that, and I don't do water slides anymore, so I don't even use this. So then there's also what they call sticker paper. I wrote sticker paper because it came in a plain bag, so I needed to mark what it was. So sticker paper is exactly as it describes. It's for making stickers. And what you do is you create your sticker in Design Space, and then one side is the paper side, and the other side is like kind of shiny. All right, and then to tell which side it is, I haven't used this in a long time. I made some stickers. Don't know why I stopped. And then peel it back, and then so the paper side is dull and the sticker side is shiny. And so you'll print on the shiny side if you get this kind, and I don't remember where I got this off of Amazon. It doesn't say where it came from. It says printable vinyl, sticker paper, glossy white, waterproof, 15 sheets, self-adhesive paper for inkjet printer. So I don't know if you can read that right there. So that's a way to make stickers and then sell them. And I can do a tutorial on how to do stickers. I know I've gotten a couple of private messages on Facebook asking instructions on how to do stickers and then print and cut. So my next tutorial will actually how to do that. And then Paper Studio has their version of printable vinyl. Yuck. This stuff gets jammed in my printer every time. Every single time. No matter what I do to just the paper, I can't get it to go through my can. I have to tape this thing to a piece of cardstock, and then my printer says it's too thick and it struggles to pull it through. So I would say don't use Paper Studio brand, okay? What I recommend is called Butter Crafts. Oh my gosh, I love this sticker paper. Well, vinyl sheets. These are vinyl decals, or vinyl, printable vinyl. And it's not sticker paper, okay? This is vinyl that you can print on. And it's permanent, but it's not UV safe, okay? So if you print on this, and I've done this, and make it into, say, like a bumper sticker, I have done this. You need to protect the top part, and even then, ink is going to fade in less than a year, okay? My black ink has faded. I made a sticker, I don't want to say it on, I don't want to offend anybody, but it has a unicorn, and he's got his hands on his hips, and yeah, he's not too happy. So, you can make bumper stickers. You just have to warn the people when you do that it's gonna fade, okay? Because this is not UV safe ink. I have not done any research to find UV resistant ink, as they call it. Probably will, and see what comes up. But this is really great. Permanent vinyl. You know, you can make it and stick it onto your laptop or whatever it is you want to stick it onto. So I 150% recommend Buttercrafts. Look up Buttercrafts Printable Vinyl, okay? I got mine off of Amazon. If I can find it, I'll put the link down below. And then for t-shirts, you have Hewlett Packard makes a type, and so does Walmart, Pen and Gear, and so does Avery. Okay, the only reason why I got this Hewlett Packard one, and this is for light shirts, was because I got it at a secondhand store for 99 cents. At the time it was unopened. I opened it, but I have not used any sheets out of it due to the fact that I'm not a huge fan of light fabric printable transfer sheets. The reason why is light fabric ones, you print it mirrored backwards, and then you iron it on, and then you peel the backing off. And I have burned a few of these because I added too much heat to it. But when I had less heat and less time, it didn't transfer. So I struggled with this one. What I prefer is dark fabric. And the reason why I prefer dark fabric is when you print it just like you would print a sticker. Same thing. You don't turn the image or anything like that. One side has, for the Walmart brand, one side has lines, which means that this is the side you don't print on. And you print on the plain side. And you print your image normally, okay? And then once you print your image, you put it through Cricut and you cut it out. And then you peel the vinyl off of the backing. And the glue is inside this backing, it's not here. So then you just lay it on, you put a piece of Teflon sheet on top, and then you ironed it on. And I've never had a single issue. And they also send you with this little, I don't use that paper, I use Teflon sheet. And you just iron it on, and the whole thing just sticks to it, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So that is my recommendation. But if you like to do the light, go for it. I struggle with it, I just don't like it. Okay guys, another thing that I like to do, I like to do the end of it, not really the beginning of it, but what I love to do, and I'll show it to you, is Rhinestoning. So this is my design for my other business. It's an S. And then of course, here's that puff. And you see how it has lines in it? I overheated it. So that's why I don't really use it much. I don't know if you can really see it, but yes, the Rhinestones I absolutely love. And what you do in your Cricut design is you actually need to have that and Inkscape. Inkscape is a free software that you can download, and it will help you make templates to do rhinestoning. It's one of the best free softwares that you can. So on TikTok, I actually made this, and it took, you know, I mean, I did the whole video in like 45 seconds. I will link my TikTok account down below, and you can actually watch the video in fast time how I did this. So then I also have Softball Mom, Mom, and then the softball, and I actually did one like this all in rhinestones. I actually sold it for like $45, not bad. And then of course my template for my my business, and then I have a football one. But yeah, and then this is where that hot fix comes into play, where you need to use that. And then you hot fix it, and then you iron it on to your shirt, and then you have this rhinestones. And I have lots of rhinestones, lots and lots. And you can get them off of Amazon. Just make sure you order the one. These are 10 millimeters. I ordered the 10 millimeter one, and then I order 1,440 gross, and I get them from China. And you wait a month, but they're totally worth the wait for the month. So this is the other thing that you can do with your Cricut. There's a lot of other stuff. I have done some woodwork and some metal engraving. I don't prefer to do those, but I can do it. It's just a lot of tedious work, and the balsa wood's so thin that you might as well just be using cardstock. So guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. It's totally free. Hit that notification bell. You'll get notified each and every time I upload one of these great videos on Cricut tutorials. So my next tutorial, and I also do gnomes. I got some gnomes back there, and actually that girl has a sash that has the university name, and it's actually done it with Cricut Design Space, printed on to a ribbon and then HTV'd on, and she's super cute. So the next tutorial I'm actually going to do is these two little Valentine's Day guys. And then the next Cricut tutorial I'm going to do is actually HTV and permanent vinyl, and how to print them, weed them, and then put them on whatever object that you want to put it on. And I'll have to decide what I want to put it on permanent vinyl. And then I do have some flour sack towels from Walmart for the HTV, and that will be my next Cricut tutorial. So guys, if you want to get notified when I upload one of these tutorials, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And I am so blessed to have each and every one of you guys subscribe to my channel. It's totally free, and you leave your comments, leave your messages down below, and if I can do it, I'll definitely do a tutorial. I'd love to teach people how to do things. I'm also going to do a sticker tutorial, how to do a sticker from beginning to end. What else would I do? Do the rhinestoning, do the permanent vinyl, do the HTV. We'll see what else. I got some hack videos that I put up. Maybe I'll come up with some more hacks. So guys, thank you very much, and until next time, bye!